The silver rabbit hole runs deep, very, very deep. And this video is going to explain how valuable silver truly is and where the price truly could go. Price is the greatest tool of misdirection, and a lot of people are misdirected by the price. But this article breaks down really why silver has way more potential and opportunity, not only than gold, but anything else. And once you understand the information that we are going to discuss in this video, you really will understand why my name is Silver Slayer and not Gold Guy. First and foremost, welcome. Thank you for tuning into your daily silver news. My name is Silver Slayer, and if you want the latest information on what's happening across the globe and how that affects the price of precious metals, more specifically silver, make sure you click subscribe and click the bell. I post 2 times a day, noon and 6 p.m. Eastern Standard, if EST, and if you would want a chance to win some silver shipped straight to your front doorstep for free, all you got to do is click one button, which is subscribe, and make sure you enter when the giveaway entry video goes live in about a week. Like always, may the luckiest stacker win. Massive silver demand looms. 2 largest uses not reflected in prices. What do they mean by that? The Silver Institute posts their annual data, right? What silver demand is. And the biggest sectors are, like EV, solar. But another 2 sectors are military and aerospace, which are not incorporated into those numbers. Well, they're saying this article is saying that military and aerospace use more silver than EV and solar. But the Silver Institute doesn't include military or aerospace in their annual numbers. So if they say 1.4 billion ounces, that's the demand, it's actually much, much higher. Which also means if they say we had a 140 million ounce deficit this year, it's actually much, much higher. I asked David Morgan this question in our interview. You guys can go check it out. And he said that this isn't necessarily true, that the numbers are in there, it's just included in all of the little things. So I don't know, but the military stopped reporting in 1995. The Department of Defense stopped reporting their silver inventories in 1995. So it's obviously impossible to be spot on, especially since so much silver is used industrially, especially in military, like 500 ounces of silver in a single Tomahawk missile. That missile gets blown to pieces, obliterated to smithereens on the ground, never to be recycled. And since these numbers aren't being reported, we just have to guess. In this article, John Forrest Little, the person that wrote this, is saying that these numbers are extremely, extremely inaccurate, and what that would mean for the price of silver moving forward. So let's check this out. I will post this link in the description. Massive silver demand looms. 2 largest uses not reflected in prices. Solid state silver batteries for EVs and India's upcoming silver-backed loans will ignite demand, yet neither factor is currently reflected in global silver pricing models. And if you didn't know, India is in April of 2026 is going to be using silver as money, basically, and pegging it with gold 10-1, which is another video I made a couple days ago. So silver's critical shortage meets historic monetary demand. Silver's moment is here, and the world is sleepwalking into a crisis of its own making. While investors and industrial users scramble over dwindling above-ground inventories, a historic deficit has opened beneath their feet. In 2025, just over 800 million ounces of silver will be mined globally, against annual consumption that rockets past 1.2 billion ounces and possibly as high as 1.4 billion. Silver's 5-year cumulative deficit now stands over 900 million ounces, a structural shortfall so severe the market can barely comprehend its implications. Then you have the 4 pillars of demand. Old drivers get new fuel. Silver's use 2024, 1.2 billion ounces. Total mined, 820 million ounces. So you have AI and 5G, which is electronics. Number 2, military, aerospace, batteries combined. Number 3, solar. 4 is investment. Now they highlight these three opaque and overlap: electronics, military, aerospace, and solar. The world's appetite for silver spans four main categories, all simultaneously surging with fresh capital and innovation. Electronics, which is smartphones, tablets, data centers, and autonomous vehicles run on silver's unmatched conductivity, driving persistent demand from the high-tech economy. Military, aerospace, batteries, silver is mission critical for missile guidance systems, tactical drones, especially the aerospace sector. Silver zinc batteries relied on for their unrivaled energy density and reliability in extreme environments. You have solar energy. In 2025, solar panel manufacturers are hoarding physical silver to meet skyrocketing demand. Over 150 million ounces this year alone, with no substitute match for silver's performance in photovoltaic cells or PV cells, which are used in solar panels. Then you have investment demand. So from Indian rural savers to Western ETF buyers, silver status as a safe haven asset surging as paper markets decouple from reality and physical premiums soar. The silver battery bombshell. So each battery cell requires up to 5 grams of silver. A typical 100 kilowatt battery uses about 1 kilo of silver per vehicle. So think of a kilo silver bar. Those are massive. If you've never held a kilo bar in your hand, it's something quite magical. It's extremely cool to hold a kilo. But anyway, Samsung showcases an EV battery that delivers a 966 kilometer range with a 9 minimum charge and 20-year lifespan. Wow. But then they show down here, cars produce. So, and then here's a projected number of EVs manufactured 2026 to 28, assuming 1 kilo per vehicle, and consumer public opts for this battery. So if we produce 21 million cars, or 21,300,000, that's about 751 million ounces used. And that's 0.92 years of mining. That's almost a full year. So almost an entire year of mining would have to cover the amount of silver used to make EVs in 2026 alone. But these numbers are skyrocketing. 2027, higher number. 2028, an even higher number. Right? So the years of global mining needed for just the next 3 years would be 3 years. 3 years of mining. And that's just EVs, not including solar panels. And that's just EVs. But the real shock is only the beginning. Samsung solid-state silver battery technology is now approaching mass production. Each EV utilizing Samsung-style batteries could require about a kilo of silver. And by the way, do you see how these numbers are increasing? So we're going to need even more silver next year for EVs, but the supply is flat. So we are in a 5-year structural deficit, record-breaking supply deficit. It's only going to get worse and worse. The number is going to grow and grow in terms of however many hundreds of millions of ounces are going to be in the red. That's very important to understand. At broad adoption, 80% market share, EV batteries alone would require between 750 million ounces and 1 million ounces. Silver scarcity will not just be a headline, it will be a hard cap on industrial innovation. And look right here. This is very important. India has 1.46 billion people. 250 million individuals hold a bank loan. 10 kilograms of silver for collateral. 250 million multiplied by 10 kilograms of silver equals 2.5 billion kilos of silver, which is 80,376,866,422 ounces. Of course, not everyone is going to have 10 kilos of silver, but a banking rule like this certainly incentivizes the masses in the direction. Beginning of April of 26, like I just mentioned, India's Reserve Bank will allow all regulated banks and NBFCs to accept up to 10 kilos of silver as collateral for personal and business loans for the first time since the 1800s. That silver is officially recognized as a monetary asset in a major world economy. This is the first time since the 1800s. You know what's crazy? I broke this news a couple days ago. And I titled the video like the biggest silver news that I've heard in a while, or something like that, or the biggest silver news of the year or something. And someone commented and said, this isn't big news, like shame, dislike. And he clearly didn't watch the video. He just saw the thumbnail, saw the headline, and thought I was just making up that I was going to share some big news. This is massive news. This is game-changing news. For the first time since the 1800s, silver is officially recognized as a monetary asset in a major world economy. That is big news. This person obviously didn't watch the video, just wanted to be rebellious, think that I was clickbaiting, which I don't clickbait. Every single video I make, it's relevant. I just learn how to make it exciting to click on. That's how you have to do that if you want your video to get views. Unfortunately, and I just am good at making the video in a way, or wording it in a way that people are interested. But yeah, that is massive news. But anyways, this means that 1.4 billion Indians with 250 million routine bank borrowers can mobilize household and jewelry silver for formal credit, ushering in a massive new source of demand and monetization. Its estimated loan caps will reach about $12,000 against silver, with loan-to-value ratios as high as 85%. Rural borrowers, small businesses, and entrepreneurs gain lifelines, with the Indian financial system now incentivizing the accumulation, not sale, of physical silver. And do you think India is going to be the first or last country to do this? Usually, one person does it, sticks their neck out, and then everyone else sees how it works, and then they do it as well. Deficit turn, and that same logic applies with like the gold standard, with all these states that have now been issuing it. I think there's like 6 states now. One state does it, and then everyone else kind of follows suit. But anyways, for the first time in a century, physical silver is required at scale by the banking system, just as industrial and technological uses break through supply ceiling, right? That's very bad timing, or good timing, depending on, So the market's paper price games are running into steel-clad reality. Leasing rates are surging, physical bars are vanishing in Asia, and premiums at Shanghai have soared past $59 an ounce for bulk delivery. Websites such as JD.com are selling industrial silver between $65 and $125 an ounce. So yeah, that is very interesting. So Chinese commercial banks have quietly revolutionized gold savings by offering interest on physical gold accumulation accounts. ICBC, Everbright Bank, and others now provide annual rates of 0.2% for flexible deposits and up to 0.5% for fixed terms, effectively merging monetary yield with gold safe haven status. Accounts retain up to 4 decimal places on gold holdings, laying technical groundwork for future gold-linked payments and digital transactions. This subtle financial innovation in China not only encourages retail accumulation, but also signals deep institutional support for gold's role amid aggressive central bank buying and record-breaking price rallies. So yeah, the Samsung's new solid-state batteries, that's a game changer. As we, especially like with war, and as we go in the final frontier with like space and everything as well, SpaceX, EVs, a lot of silver is going to be used and useless. Valuable, but useless in terms of like being recycled or recovered. And someone else said, I know your name is Silver. You guys think I don't read the comments. I do. I just usually don't reply. Someone said, your name is Silver Slayer, but, or you said, I said, he said, he thinks I said gold is useless. And he was like, gold is just as useful as silver. It's just, he said gold, silver's cheaper. That's why they use silver and not gold. No, that's completely wrong. Or he said, I know your name is Silver Slayer, but gold isn't useless. Then talked about gold being in technology. I know. I used to scrap gold out of laptops and cell phones. I know that a little bit of gold is used in technology. Tiny bit compared to silver's use. Gold is a monetary metal. Oh, it's because I made the video Warren Buffett says gold just looks at you. And Warren Buffett hates gold. He would not touch gold with a 10-foot pole, but he's heavily invested into silver. And I was covering that video, and this guy was saying that, I was wrong. I was like, I'm not wrong. Some gold is used in technology, but it's mainly a monetary metal, meaning it's just used as coins and bars and jewelry and earrings and watches. That's what it's mainly used for. So it gets remelted into more coins and jewelry and bars and watches, and gets remelted into more and more and more. Silver is mainly used in industry. It's the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, and light sensitivity. Gold does not perform as good as silver does, as this guy was saying. Gold does not perform as well as silver does. Silver is the most highly conductive metal in the world. Silver is, not gold, silver is. Silver is the most highly conductive metal. Silver is scarce. Silver is thrown away in landfills, never to be recycled or re-scrapped. Silver has massive supply deficits, not gold. Silver is much, 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 much more useful than gold is, unless you think useful entails sitting on someone's neck as a necklace. Is that useful, or is electric vehicles, or silver for space flight, or colloidal silver, as silver has antimicrobial properties? Can gold purify water? No, silver can. Silver can purify water. Silver is much more useful than gold, my friend. So you commenting that and seeming so confident made yourself look silly. Same with the other person. Watch my videos before you comment. Don't just read don't just look at the thumbnail and the title of the video and assume. There's truth in that, but you got to watch the video too. The whole point is to get people to click on the video, and then they watch and see what the reality's about. There's always truth in it, but if you're a YouTuber and you want your channel to get views, you have to do that. Proof: YouTube has A/B testing on thumbnails and titles. I choose 3 different thumbnails, 3 different titles, and I push upload. And in about 3-4 hours, it tells you in a percentage which thumbnail and title has the most engagement, the best thumbnail and title, from 1 to 3. Every single time, the one that I make like an open-ended question or make it seem more interesting, by far gets way more views than if I just titled it something boring. It's just how the YouTube game is, my friends. It's just how it is. So anyways, yeah, unfortunately that's the way it is. But yeah, the whole point is to get people to click on your videos and watch them. It's never clickbait though. I'm not going to sit here and make a blatantly lie or anything. Like, there's always truth behind it. I just know how to make it seem interesting to click on. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to like the video. Make sure to leave a comment. Thank you for watching this long into the video. You didn't click off thinking that you know it all. Yeah, this is interesting stuff. Anyways, I'm going to wrap this video up here. Go check out the video I posted either earlier today or yesterday. I don't know when I'm going to be posting this one. But yeah, also I'm writing a book. It'll be coming out on Christmas, so stay tuned for that. There will be paperback and ebooks available. So yeah, very excited for that as well. Anyways, thank you so much for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. I will see you guys later. Peace.